Hi, you're watching EdTalk. I'm your host, Dr. Angela Nichols. EdTalk is a show for you, our SCS educators. You have a voice, and the impact you make on our children every day is the key to our district's success. Today, I'm joined in the studio by board member Michelle McKissack and downtown elementary teacher Libby Porter. Welcome to the studio, ladies, and thank you for joining me.
Thank you for having us, Dr. Nichols.
Yes, thank you for having us.
So today we're going to jump right in. It's December, the last month of 2018. So what do you think is really on the minds of teachers today?
Winter break?
Exactly, I agree wholeheartedly. So tell me a little bit about, just like we invited you into the studio today, and you wanted to pick a specific teacher. Could you tell us a little bit about that?
I have to share. I adore this woman. Olivia and I have been, we are now, I can say we're very good friends, but she has taught all four of my children in kindergarten. And starting when the school opened back in 2003, downtown elementary, with my oldest son, John, and my daughter, our youngest, two boys in the middle, Peter and Everett, they all had her. And it was just such a blessing to have her just leadership, super smart, but so compassionate. 'Cause you know, in kindergarten, you're like sitting it off. What was that like? I mean,
Well, you just have to love on them and tell them, that you love them and have them doing everything. It's like today we did our MAPS test and had to get in there and make sure that they understood that it was important, but we were doing our best and not to get upset because they do cry. I think yours cried. But you just have to love them and treat them like they're your own, which is what I do I've always done with yours for sure, but I love them.
But and that's why I wanted her to come on, because I think she's just, just a symbol of what's happening all across the district. It's not unique. I didn't know her prior to my first son being placed in her classroom, and after that, I never make requests for teachers, but with kindergarten, I said, okay, can I have Miss Porter again?
Absolutely.
And again, and again, and so.
We're gonna do this again?
Oh no!
You're done.
So, but nonetheless, I've had a wonderful experience with every teacher I've encountered, and I think that's because that's what I expect, and that's what I get. I never request a specific teacher for my child.
Got it. So, Ms. Porter, tell us a little bit about what is it like to be a kindergarten teacher?
Well, they do come in, and sometimes, that first month is a little rough because they're crying. They want mom. Some of them have never been away from their parents before. But then they learn that they're safe, and I think I tell my kids, once they're in my class, we're a family.
Absolutely.
I'm their school mom, and I'll always be their school mom. They can come to me if they need something. They know that it doesn't matter if John's at Yale or not, he can still come to me, and he can, I'm there for them. So that's their foundation, and I want to be a part of that, and I feel like I am a part of that foundation as they're going up, because these kids, honestly, they're going to be my doctors and lawyers and things, and so I have to make sure that I'm doing what I need to, and that's my goal for these kids.
So you have quite a few kindergarten teachers that are new to the profession this year. What would you tell them right now from day one? Because I know they're thinking, oh my goodness, it's so many things they are doing redundantly for a kindergartner, because a lot of them are new to school. It's a smorgasbord. You have kids who've been to daycare, kids who've been in an actual school formal environment prior to kindergarten, and some who've just been at home. What would you say, what advice would you give to them about wrapping up this semester and moving into the second semester?
You just have to do what you need to do with that child. Because like you said, some are coming in from a daycare, some are coming in from a home, some are coming in from nothing. You have to do what's good for them. And with kindergartners, the best part is they grow so quick and they blossom. And just because you leave them in December, when they come back in January, they might be a different child.
Okay, all right. So could you tell us just a little bit about Commissioner McKissack I know that, you know, you've seen the teaching setting with all 4 of your kids and you're still in it with your last daughter. Could you tell us what it's like to just be this big cheerleader of SES and now you're in this big commissioner position?
I know, and that's really, it started just with my first child, and you know, I'm a product of the former Memphis City Schools, grew up here and had a wonderful education, and when my first child was getting ready to start kindergarten, that's when they were talking about forming this new school downtown where we live nearby. And so I wanted to be a part of that. I wanted, you know, it's not just enough for me just to send my child off to the school. I want to be a part of shaping the school, being that voice. They were definitely seeking out, you know, that parent voice, and that's where it started. I literally started as room parent, you know, just for the various parties that go in the classroom, became PTA president, and then just was asked to serve at various state level boards with education in Nashville, driving up there just to give my perspective from Memphis and West Tennessee. And that's what led me, honestly, to running for school board. This is the first time I had ever run for office. So I've been a commissioner for 3 months now, since September, and it was just wanting to make a difference, and not just for my own children, but for all the children. That was always the mindset that I worked at Downtown Elementary. Like, what can I do to, you know, make the school all it can be for every child in that school, not just children in certain classrooms or certain programs or certain skill levels, because every child really wants to learn. They really do. And that is just what led me to run for school board, to say that, you know, I'm a mom like everyone else out there. I'm a parent, rather, and just to bring that voice. And I think I had a pretty good perspective at the time. A couple of years ago, I had one in college, one in high school, one in middle school, and one in elementary school. And so I've been through that whole spectrum of what it takes. So I'm glad to be able to serve in this capacity. You know, kind of just start where you are. You know, you don't have to go out and say, I need to be PTA president, but every little bit helps, whether you're coming to family reading night or math and science night, and if you have some level of expertise, or if you want to come up and assist the teacher with, you know, stapling papers or
Reading a book.
Yes.
reading a book.
Yes.
The kids, I don't think that some parents realize how much the kids enjoy having their parents there, even if it's for lunch. They just think that's the best thing, is to see mom, dad, anybody that they know in that building reading a book. I think I got pictures of you in a pajamas reading for pajama day.
I'd like to thank Libby Porter and Michelle McKissack again for joining us for this important conversation. Thanks for watching EdTalk. See you next time.